A wet and dreary day in our nation's capital as we join you from Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25. Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. Just what you want on a first-down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Yeah, they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, it's a drive will continue. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And that's a nice gain by him on 1st down, picking up some key yardage.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
This 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. Hands it off out of the gun. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Daniels going to throw for it. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And running with power here. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. To throw is Daniels. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Damone Clark. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass. So that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them. Absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
Prescott from the gun. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 43. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And the Cowboys are going to have it here just past the 25. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Prescott to throw it. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We score. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Yeah, they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. From the shotgun, it's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And again, it's Prescott. That is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
2nd and 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here's Prescott. This one swung out to Williams. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Got his tight end, that's complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Sanders, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Now Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, Charles, certainly circle that play. We might have to revisit it later. They had 3 in their back pocket. They go for it on 4th and goal and throw the pick.
Well, you know, we're still in the first half. A bold call nonetheless. And I guess the book might have said take the 3, but it looks like they burned the book and just said give me the analytics. And the analytics said go for it. Didn't work out.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Throwing now is Daniels. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now 2nd and 3. To the air goes Daniels. His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing. Prescott. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. All in all, a pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up the day.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They go play action. Daniels. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Following the interception, here's Prescott.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw, Prescott.
Screen play set up for Williams.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Now Prescott.
He's got his target. That's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. CeeDee Lamb.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
CeeDee Lamb.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Daniels looking to throw.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st? Now a handoff running through the middle.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Cowboys are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Prescott now.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. To throw is Prescott. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just a pickup of 3, but that is indeed enough. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And Lamb going to have a Cowboys first down as he'll get the ball down inside the 30.
He'll look to throw. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Anthony Schwartz, 29 yards. And the Cowboys get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
On 4th down, here's Daniels.
That is caught and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
To throw is Daniels.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Zach Ertz, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Anthony Schwartz going to bring it out.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Prescott to throw it.
Open man Lamb, it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A give running left. It's Sanders. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Dallas, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4.